Alright, RPK in the house.
Ush. Okay.
Pak keping dan air secukupnya. Aduk-aduk dia rata.
Cari
Okay, salam.
apa? Yang mulia.
Waalaikumsalam.
Assalamualaikum. Ya, apa somehow I cari tak jumpa tau your live. Hidden.
Oh,
I don't know why.
they really want to liwat me lah. Seriously lah.
Yeah. I type your two live, dia tak appear. Susah nak cari.
Kena dah. Okay. I think you boleh sambung lah. Guys, tap screen dan share ya, please. Thank you guys. 21,000 dah sekejap je. Okay tu. Our Walabot team memang power. Padu. Walabot. Thank you. Teruskan, Yang Mulia.
So maknanya memang ada krisis dalam tu. Our friend baru 9 bulan. Agus ni, only 9 months in service since February. Tapi dia ada differences lah. Dengan JCOM and also dengan, the party and also PMO, Prime Minister's punya office budak-budak. So, dia orang nak isim, dia orang nak kenakan dia ni lah. And this fella ni yang kata ustaz tadi tu, hakim tu, dia nak jatuhkan kawan kita ni. So, you see, this boy was brought in only 2 weeks ago. And I think dia orang guna budak ni umpan lah. Umpankan kawan kita ni Ogos ni pergi makan umpan. So, terkena lah. Press conference dia kata benda ni Mr. H di belakang. So, Mr. H tu is that lah ustaz tadi tu. And dia blame Cikgu Bat. Dia kata, Agus kata dia dengan Cikgu Bat memang ada krisis dari dulu lah. Banyak old problem kan. And tapi press conference tu, bila you tengok reporter duk tanya, dia tak boleh jawab banyak.
Betul.
Dia kata actually gambar tu is betul lah dia kata. Tapi the dialogue is superimposed. Maknanya dialog tu bukan original lah, was put in. So dia ditanya, what is the real dialogue then? So dia kata tak ada, dia pun tak berapa ingat lah. They were just talking about general thing and everything. But how does he explain dalam video tu? Dia buat cium tu. He was doing that kissing. So dialog apa benda pula tu? Memanglah dia tu. And the way the press was asking tadi, reporters duduk serang dia. Nampaknya press tak percayalah cerita dia ni. Cerita tu memang tak menesabar lah. Doesn't make sense lah. Tak logik.
Even the Chinese press apa semua, they don't trust. Star yang datang besar-besar tau. Besar-besar yang datang, tapi semua tak percaya.
Dah. Cara dia orang soalan tu maknanya tak kredibel lah. You know, is it normal lah for you? Mana you kata, oh, you just having a pep talk lah. Kononnya macam pep talk to your staff, you know, baru masuk kerja. So, macam bagi nasihat and this and that. Is it something you normally do lah? Staff baru. And then, is it normal lah untuk you buat recording and apa semua tu? So, and then you see this boy did the recording. Wahab ni, he did the recording. Dia bagi kepada ustaz tadi. And so dia orang yang konspirasi. So now you see this boy kesal lah. He regret lah. Dia tahu dia silap. And he was promised naik pangkat. So budak ni junior. Dia grade 29. He's just a normal staff. So dia janji kalau dia buat ni naik pangkat. Maknanya dia dirasuah lah. And so he was bribed with the promise of naik pangkat. So then dia sekarang ni dia regret and dia silap. And memang dia mengaku lah. Maknanya dia mengaku yang he was behind it. So tapi budak tu, okay, he admit he recorded the video. He admitted that the video was passed to Mr. H. So it was a conspiracy lah. Mana dirancang tu. Dia jadi umpan, dia hantar sebagai umpan, lepas tu dia akan record apa benda yang berlaku, dia pass balik kepada bos dia, pengarah JCOM tadi. And so the plot was to fix him up, tapi dia baru kerja 2 minggu baru. So they must have done it very fast lah. Dia masuk je terus dia orang plan apa benda ni. So our suspicion he was brought in because maknanya dia tahu dah budak ni boleh, budak jambu ni boleh diumpan dan sebagainya. So he was brought in purposely as bait lah. Sebab benda berlaku cepat dalam 2 minggu, you know. And so he did admit yang dia memang buat. Tapi dia tidak kata, budak ni tidak kata dialog tu is original ke sudah doctored. Dia tak cakap. Yang cakap ni is August. August kata original dialog. So what is the original dialog? Dia tak mau sebut. Tak ada apa, just normal. Yalah, what were you talking about? Because the dialogue has to fit dia punya lip sync. So takkan you cakap ni, and then kalau you masuk lip sync cannot match kan? So which means not true lah. Okay, this is very critical because benda yang you cakap ni very damaging. So kalau you kata that's not what we talked about, it was superimposed, it was doctored, the original dialogue was something else. This is so important, you probably will remember word for word what you spoke.
True.
You cannot say, yeah, I mean, I don't quite remember what we spoke. This is too important. And don't forget, you call a press conference.
True.
And you nak menjelaskan kepada press. Tapi bila press tanya soalan, you tak mau jawab. And you say, oh, ni semua teknologi, I pun tak mau cerita lah, apa semua. So it looks very, I mean, you're calling a press conference and you just want to tell us it's doctored. You want to tell us it's a conspiracy. And budak ni menjadi umpan untuk perangkap you and behind it is Mr. A. So basically that's what you're saying. So reporters want details. Bila come to detail, you tak boleh jawab and this and that. So actually the press conference made worse.
Exactly.
Made the whole worse tau. This is an English saying lah. When you're in a hole, stop digging. When you're in a hole, stop digging. The more you dig, the deeper you are going. So this was actually a tactical blunder, a huge tactical blunder. He would have been better off if he just press asked him, he just say, no comment, my lawyer is looking into it. I do not want to say anything because it might prejudice my case or it might, disturb my case. So let my lawyers handle. Lagi selamat lah, but he talked too much. But what he thought was not explanatory enough, tidak cukup untuk menjelaskan. Bila you disoal, you tak mau jawab. So why the hell are you doing this, and just hurting yourself even more? So this fella mungkin desperate lah kot. But he did say the boy was prompted, the boy was bribed, diraswa dengan janji naik pangkat. And then I said, okay, naik pangkat kepada apa? He don't even say what pangkat. Is it timbalan pengarah? Is it, okay, what's your qualification? You are grade 29. Grade 29, you naik pangkat ke apa? Grade 30. Grade 30 tu apa? From a typist to another typist. I mean, it doesn't make, it's not logical. Kalau you dijanji timbalan pengarah, okay, but is your qualification, are you qualified for timbalan pengarah? So, mesti bila dia orang janji kau tu, okay, kalau kau buat ni, kita akan naik pangkat awak kepada sekian-sekian. Tak ada pula. So, what pangkat? Tak ada, tak jelas. So, it appears to be utter bullshit. Even the press pun macam kata, ngarut lah benda ni. Yang kita tanya kau tak jawab. Yang kau cakap ni bukan penjelasan. Yang kau cakap ni alasan. Alasan and not penjelasan, two different things, So this is where I think he shot himself. They wounded him in the chest and he shot himself in the head to finish off the job. At least shot in the chest ada harapan bullet tu boleh ambil keluar. You pergi tembak kepala, ambil lah. Maknanya arwah lah kau ni. And okay, the other thing is which we are now asking, Anwar, handpicked him for the job. For the ketua pengarah, Anwar handpicked him, and you see he and Anwar berpeluk-peluk in public and all that. Of course lah, berpeluk lelaki. Orang Arab pun cium in public, but it's not sexual lah kan.
Yeah, but these people are very wrong, very wrong.
Tapi yang ini, macam Yasser Arafat peluk cium Egypt punya presiden, itu lain cerita lah kan. But this is maknanya, and then with the boy Wahab tu, dia baru kerja 2 minggu. Tapi dah ada gambar dia dengan bos dia tu in public. Bila masa ambil gambar ni? You ambil lepas dia kerja sehari ke? Ini gambar lama. Sebab
Ah.
nampaknya you ni Agus pergi function dengan Wahab bersama ni. It looks like a date, man, the way itu. So you kata, oh ini staff saya pergi majlis majlis makan dengan staff saya. Is it normal lah for a ketua pengarah to go for a function, public function, bringing a very junior budak? Ini macam kes Anwar Ibrahim pergi Amerika bawa budak untuk bancuh kopi, my coffee boy. So kenapa you bawa budak ni pergi mesyuarat dekat United Nations? Oh, budak ni is to make my coffee. Olah, Starbucks melambak, you suruh je budak pergi beli Starbucks next door or from the coffee shop downstairs, Kena bawa budak bancuh kopi, how much it cost you, man? More expensive than the bloody coffee, man.
Exactly,
So this
yeah.
is like bringing the young boy, bringing this Wahab ni, budak muda, budak jambu ni pergi jamuan, jamuan resmi, tangkap gambar. So tapi budak ni baru kerja 2 minggu tau. Gambar ni ambil bila? 2 bulan, 3 bulan. Maknanya you sudah ada perhubungan dengan budak ni sebelum budak ni kerja tau.
Betul.
So kalau budak ni kerja, you tak tahu menau dia, you tak kenal dia, dalam 2 minggu you dah kenal dia, dan you kenal dia sampai you boleh bawa dia berjalan. Taking him on a date. This is very suspicious. So, and that gambar definitely is much earlier than 2 minggu dulu. So bermaknanya you dah tahu budak ni sebelum budak ni start kerja. So budak ni dibawa masuk kerja ke JCOM 2 minggu dulu kerana you dah kenal dia lebih lama. Ada ke you bawa dia masuk sebab budak ni sudah you punya penyedap dah dari dulu? He's your jambu from before. And then dia orang sudah tahu yang Agus ni bawa masuk budak muda ni sebagai jambu dia. So dia orang guna budak ni untuk perangkap Agus. So Agus, as I say lah, a fish that doesn't keep his mouth shut eventually gets hooked. So Agus, dia tengok umpan, dia gigit, poof, got hooked on the, alamak,
Seriously, he
So
did that. He did that.
a fish should keep his mouth shut. If not, you kena hook tak pasal. Now he got hooked for opening his mouth. Too much, And so there's a lot of unanswered questions. Okay, there's a photograph of you and this Wahab in public going for a function. When was that function? Last week? 5 hari dulu? Ataupun beberapa bulan dulu? So kalau gambar ni you dengan Wahab ni beberapa bulan dulu, bermaknanya you sudah ada link dengan budak ni lama sebelum dia masuk kerja JCOM. So there is a suspicion you brought this boy in because he's your penyedap. That's the reason there. So I mean, I tell you, the more he opened his mouth today ni, the more he get caught. Now, because he tried to menjelaskan, he tried to explain 3-4 soalan. Penjelasan dia 3-4 soalan tu timbulkan lagi 10 soalan baru sekarang.
Yeah.
That's even worse now. You see? So your explanation did not answer the 3 or 4 questions. It raised another 10 new questions now you kena jawab. Lagi 10 sekarang. So your link with this boy, how long ago? When you brought him in, dia sudah ada link ke? Kalau you kata you baru kenal dia, gambar tu gambar bila? Gambar 5 hari dulu ke, last week ke, gambar lama? So all this you kena jelaskan sekarang. So suddenly your story does not make sense anymore. And okay, Anwar tak tahu ke budak ni, this Dr. Agus ni, ketua pengarah ni, he was handpicked by Anwar, chosen by Anwar. Anwar did not know that this boy has got homosexual tendencies, okay? Ataupun oleh kerana Anwar tahu yang sebab tu Anwar bawa dia masuk. So kalau Anwar kata, saya pun tak tahu dia macam ni. Oh, the truth is, actually saya tahu lama dah dia ni. Saya pun ada jugalah, dating dengan dia. So kerana we are birds of a feather, so I brought him into the nest because being birds of a feather, we share the same nest. Now suddenly this bird was caught playing the bird of another bird, and now he burned, so I kena cuci tangan. So we're talking about a flock of birds playing each other's birds, and finally all of them gonna be shot dead. Itulah cerita. Cerita tentang burung, satu ni burung lang, satu ni burung a crow, and all of them were playing burung punai. So now we don't know. So the question is now, and that's what I would call $1 million question. Who's the giver? Who's the receiver?
Exactly. I want to know the same thing. I
Who's the
want to
top
know the same
boy?
thing.
Who's the top boy? Who's the bottom boy?
What about yes?
Or do we take turns? After you,
Exactly.
you go on top. After that, I go on top. What's the story here? You know? Especially when they say luar pun boleh, dalam pun boleh, mulut pun boleh. Doi, you know.
The
This is
way,
becoming,
yeah,
you know, I think a royal commission of inquiry needs to be established to confirm whether JCOM is actually unofficially the gay club of Malaysia, and who's the president, who's the secretary general, who's the apa dia punya bendahari sekarang ni. Gay
yeah.
Club Malaysia, and do they have their meetings in Blue Boy Mansion dekat Jalan Alo, or do they have it in Putrajaya? Which way is the venue of the meeting? Oi, banyak ni soalan ni. For all you know, Special Branch has got pictures of these buggers going to Blue Boy Mansion to meet up at night, which is very interesting because I for a fact know that Special Branch is spying on Blue Boy Mansion, and they even caught some children of very, very important people at the Blue Boy Mansion.
Now, recently.
Not recently lah. I was talking about that Blue Boy Mansion hari tu, yang
Oh,
SB itu.
the son.
Yang anak-anak lelaki dengan adopted
son.
brother tu. I don't want to mention name because we got not many TikToks left for you to go on.
Yeah.
But you know who I'm talking about?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Adik angkat dengan anak lelaki yang jarang-jarang disebut nama, kecuali 3 anak perempuan saja nama disebut.
Betul. Seorang anak lelaki tak wujud.
Dia tiga anak perempuan, starts with N though, the first, all mentioned, but the boy until today not many people even know his name.
The E.
So,
Mr. E.
Yeah.
Mr. E dengan Mr. S. Ada yang kat.
So that's the story lah yang I dapat setakat ni lah. But we know already who is Wahab. We know already who is Mr. H dan Ustaz tadi itu. And we know he's a pengarah, and this other guy is a junior grade 29 punya pegawai, and so on and so forth lah. So everything is the pieces fall into place, and the jigsaw puzzle now has given you a very clear picture. And according to the doctor, this is a setup, not setup dari segi fake lah. It was a setup dari segi honey trap. And if you remember, Lee Kuan Yew, Perdana Menteri Singapura, Lee Kuan Yew berkata Anwar is a victim of a honey trap. Ini datang dari Lee Kuan Yew tu.
Honey trap,
Ini Lee Kuan Yew cakap. Bukan saya cakap apa Lee Kuan Yew cakap. So Lee Kuan Yew cakap Anwar mangsa honey trap. Bermaknanya dia orang hantar jambu sebagai umpan, and Anwar tersilap makan umpan.
Dia tak boleh. Dia kata, don't send me. Please don't send me. You guys are bastard sending me this. When you send me, I can't do anything. I just go and...
That's right. So dia kata, kalau kita dah tahu busang tu duduk sekeliling the hut, and then you buka pintu, you campak ayam seekor keluar. Macam mana you nak marah apabila musang pergi ngap ayam tu? Sebab memang sifat semula jadi, Tuhan buat aku sifat semula jadi untuk ngap ayam. Engkau campak ayam depan muka aku ngap lah. So
that's the message you always send.
So maknanya orang yang salah ialah orang yang campak ayam, bukan musang yang ngap ayam tu. Ngap is my story of my life. I boleh ngap 10 kali kalau you tu. So our friend ngap the umpan, and then you cannot blame the umpan. Ini dia orang buat ke aku tu. I mean, dia orang ngap tu, kau jangan makan lah. Bila kau makan tu, salah siapa? But you say, but it's my natural instinct. God made me like this. Apa kita malu, kita just face it. Kau kata tadi kan, malu apa? Just face it. Now you're facing more than malu lah sekarang.
Exactly. Itulah dia cerita dia. That's the thing. Anwar keep on saying that. Dia kata, I've been trapped. This is a trap. Yalah, honey trap lah, brother.
Yalah, honey trap lah, memang trap. Ya. kalau dia buka seluar kau tu, kecoh air liur tak boleh tahan, salah siapa? Ah, cakap put your pants back on. Oh, tak ada. Ini mula kau cakap bila dia he take his pants off, you instead of shouting at him to put his pants back on, you shout at him to bend over. Sabarlah kau. That's what they say. There's a saying. Be very careful of strangers bringing gifts. Be very careful. When a stranger comes in to give you a gift, be very careful. You know, it's too good to be true. Nobody walks into your place bringing you a present unless ada udang sebalik batu. Tapi yang dia orang ni bila dia nampak aja, dia ngap aja. So okay, that's all my contribution for the day. I committed enough sins for one day. Sebulan puasa pun tak boleh nak ganti more.
Ayo, what to do, sir? We are facing this kind of government, sir.
Amar ma'ruf nahi mungkar, kita cakap yang benar, kita mencegah kemungkaran. Kalau yang benar tu sakit, as the English say, the truth always hurts.
True.
So I take my leave, if you don't mind. I'll continue to listen. You continue, and dah 800 lebih. You can bring in a few other panel members to continue the discussion. Basically, I've given you what I have, what I know. A lot more is going to come out. Don't worry, because as you know, as they say, a snowball. A snowball, when it rolls down the mountain, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So this snowball is rolling down a mountain. By the time it reaches the bottom, it's an avalanche, you know.
True. That's true.
So, okay, Assalamualaikum, everybody. Thank you for your time. Can I take my leave, if you don't mind? Put me down. You continue. I dengar aja, tak apa, don't worry.
Okay.
Tapi sir, sekejap bang.
Yeah.
Before you go kan, I have question. Kalau macam right now, one of the biggest issue I think every netizen is questioning is the moral issue. The moral issue of key people holding key position in government. What's your take on that?
You see, the issue here, if you want to talk about moral, if you're opposition, they'll use this issue lah. Tapi sekira you are government, you talk about moral issue, they will just scream, Kazaf, you know. You tak ada 4 saksi. So tak ada 4 saksi, jangan cerita lah. Ini semua hearsay. So it depends on how you want to treat moral issue as opposed to legal issue. Okay. Kalau nak kira, there can be a legal issue. Now, our friend is the big boss of JCOM,
Yep.
And this boy is only 2 weeks in service, baru kerja 2 minggu. And he's very junior. Very junior. So, this can be treated as a criminal offense, tau. Because this is sexual intimidation ataupun you are a predator. Now, in this case of di mana President Bill Clinton had sex in the White House with Monica Lewinsky, the fact that he's the president and she's only an intern sahaja, so bermaknanya this can be considered as intimidation, because when you're very junior, like an intern, Monica Lewinsky, and you're the president of the United States, of course, if you call her and say, can you please, relieve me of my, she will not be in a position to say no because of the immense power that you have over her. So in a way, it can be considered as you're a predator, and this is sexual intimidation on somebody junior who is in no position to refuse you.
Yeah.
You can say, oh, she can always say no. No. The thing is, we're not talking about physical, tau. We're not talking about rogol, which is rogol is a physical punya ni. This is also mentally, you intimidate them because of their very junior position as opposed to you. So in a way, Bill Clinton was not only accused of a moral issue but also a legal issue. The fact that she is not in no position to say no can be as good as rape tau. Now this boy is baru 2 minggu kerja. And this boy is a grade 29, very junior. You are the boss. You're the number one. When you call this boy into the room and you say, okay, can you drop your pants? Is he in a position to refuse? Is he in a position to walk out and risk getting sacked? Or will he have to meekly, very timidly or very meekly, kowtow to what you want? Not because he likes what you're going to do, but because he's not in a position to refuse to do what you want him to do because of your position compared to his position. So in that sense, it's more than just a moral issue tau. This boy can say, I felt intimidated, I was scared, I know I was worried if I refuse him, I get sacked, I'm only 2 weeks, aku belum confirm lagi, boleh dengan within 24 jam saya boleh dibuang kerja, and so on. So yeah, I did what he wanted to do. He has to suck, I suck because I cannot say no. That in itself, he can say, I feared for my life, I feared for my job, I feared for my future. Basically I was intimidated because he's so up there and I'm so down here. Itu boleh also though, because don't forget, there's a torture comes in many ways, physical torture, mental torture. Mental torture is even torture tau. According to the United Nations rules, like all you got to do, I know where your wife lives. I know where your children go to school, We can easily get them, So you better tell me what I want to know. I didn't touch the guy. I tak tampar pun. Tapi just saying, I know where you live, I know where your wife is, I know where your children live is enough. That's a real mental torture. It's worse than you tampar tumbuk. Kalau tampar tumbuk mungkin I boleh tahan. Tapi you ugut anak bini, itu lagi dahsyat. So maknanya mental torture, intimidation, fear of saying no is a crime. So kalau betul lah kalau you nak kaji secara halus lah, you can find a criminal, in this whole thing. And you have to explain, he's only 2 weeks old. 2 weeks in service, And so like I said, a lot of things that whether you have a prior relationship or whether the relationship started the day he started work or 1 or 2 days after he started work, And so itu pun, and if you say, oh no, tapi ada gambar menunjukkan yang you bersama lebih awal lagi, sebulan dulu, 2 bulan dulu ke misalnya, more than 2 weeks ago, there's also the abuse of power tau. You bawa budak ni masuk yang you personally kenal dia lama, and then you sudah ada perhubungan dengan budak ni, sexual ke tak kisahlah, personal ke sexual ke, you sudah ada perhubungan ni, and you bawa dia masuk bekerja sebab you want to take advantage of him sexually. So that also is abuse of power tau. That's abuse of power. You employed him so that you can use him. Itu. Banyak benda ni. Kalau betul-betul prosecutor nak analyze this thing, they can find 1 or 2 crimes hidden somewhere there which they can use against him. Kalau nak lah, kalau dia orang dia kata kazaf, then he gets scot free lah kan.
Good input, sir. Good input.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir, for the explanation.
No problem. So you can, boss, you can put me down if there's no more questions. I would like the others to come in and discuss with you, because if I continue talking, I dominate the floor. Biar orang lain mari bincang.
No, because why? Your qualities, sir, you are different. Because you're the man who knows Anwar. And you know about everything about him. So kalau even though kalau compare to you, sir, I'm very small kid lah. Macam tadi Agus kata, ini anak ni, saya bapak dia anak saya. Dey, lu cakap bapak makan anak ke? Down, dey.
Lain macam bapak ni.
Yeah.
Macam bapak makan arwah anak ni. Oh.
Kita dengarlah kucing makan anak, tapi bapak makan anak tu belum
Tak pernah
lagi.
dengar. Gila betul lah dia. Betul-betul. Dia dah jadi gila lah. He cannot take it, actually. That's why he wanted to do something. Let's do this. So he really went down lah. He goes all the way down. He
No,
dig
no, no,
more hole. He's very deep inside.
no. He shot himself in the head.
Yeah.
Big mistake.
Yeah. And I don't understand how he can use the police name. Biar polis siasat lah. Biar polis buat. Saya dah bagi tahu polis apa. The way sometimes I see this government of Madani or Madanon ni, the way they use and abuse the police, I don't like it lah. I don't like it.
You see, kes Anwar dulu, masa dia nak buat report terhadap 50 dalil, buku 50 dalil tu, dia nak buat report. Mahathir already advise Anwar, don't make police report. So because kita ni politician, kalau tiap-tiap orang tuduh kita ke, fitnah kita ke, whatever, kalau kita nak buat report, tak habis kerja lah kita, If I want to make police report for everything that people say against me, kalau nak kira Raja Petra pun dah 50 police report dah kalau Mahathir nak buat dulu. Just me alone. So kalau kita nak buat police report, tak habis kerja kita. So drop it. Tapi Anwar insisted he wants to make police report. So bila against Mahathir's advice. So bila Anwar buat police report, polis siasat lah. Terpaksa siasat kan. And oleh kerana Anwar buat police report yang memaksa polis siasat, Anwar yang sangkut. At the end, Anwar got into trouble because you see, Anwar disiasat polis atau kes ni disiasat polis oleh kerana Anwar buat police report. Bukan orang lain tau. Bukan orang lain buat police report terhadap Anwar. Anwar buat police report terhadap buku tu. So he got into trouble. And Mahathir's advice, probably in all sincerity, he says don't bother. But he wanted lah. Kononnya dia nak tunjuk yang dia tidak bersalah, dia berani buat police report. So you have opened the Pandora's box. Once you open the Pandora's box and you allow the police to go in, you cannot close it again. And in this case, the police siasat dapati bahawasanya benda ni bukan fitnah. Benda ni memang betul. And I don't know what Anwar's game was. Oleh kerana lebih awal dari itu, lebih awal dari buku 50 dalil and lebih awal dari tarikh Anwar buat police report, Tun Hanif sudah pergi jumpa Anwar kat rumah. And Tun Hanif jumpa Anwar dekat rumah, beritahu dia bahawasanya the police already fully aware of your activities, your sexual activities. Polis sudah tahu and there's already a file. So Hanif punya advice kepada Anwar, lebih baik if you can please stop all this. Sebelum benda ni jadi besar, sebelum lebih ramai orang tahu, sebab ramai pun sudah tahu. In fact, this thing boleh dikatakan is not a secret tau. It's an open secret. I ada orang kat Bangkok. I jumpa orang kat Bangkok. This guy is a Jew. He lives in Bangkok. I met him in Bangkok. He says, oh, I had an apartment at Trivoli Villa. Whenever I go to KL, I stay in my apartment. He's doing business with the government, so he flies to KL a lot. Oh, I met Anwar once in the lift. He was wearing a wig. So yang cerita Anwar pakai wig ni betul lah.
Betul lah tu.
Kan masa bicara dia kata Anwar pakai wig perempuan tu kan. So I met Anwar in the lift. I looked at him and I smiled, but he just sort of ignored me. I said, how do you know it's Anwar? I know it's Anwar. I live on the same floor. So maknanya dah comfort sampai orang kat Bangkok, and this fella's a Jew lah, Yahudi ni. But he's a Christian Jew. They got these Christian Jews. They call it, Judo Christianity. Dia bukan Jew macam Israel ni. The Jew ni Jew Christian ni. Yahudi ni banyak jenis. Dia banyak jenis.
Judaism tu the main one lah. Judaism tu.
Yeah. But he goes to church. He goes to church, He goes to church and he goes to this black church, where they sing Hari Ahad dia orang menyanyi.
Ya.
Yeay. Oh, praise the Lord.
Ya.
Jesus, you. Dia orang ni benar jenis Kristian yang menyanyi dan menari dalam apa.
Ya, betul.
Is another sect of Christianity. Blacks banyak macam ni. Dekat Manchester ni, dekat rumah aku ada church, black church tu. Orang hitam saja pergi. Dia orang ada different form lah. Anyway, so this fella was telling me, memang confirm. Saya selalulah jumpa. And then dia kata, bila Anwar naik, kereta dia tunggu kat bawah. Kereta tunggu kat bawah, driver dia tu engine running. The engine's running lah, pasal aircon pasang kan. So he sees Anwar's car, engine running, tunggu kat bawah, Anwar naik. And then dia naik dan pakai wig dan apa semua. So benda ni orang sudah tahu sampai ke Bangkok. Dah tahu dah cerita ni. So bukan rahsia. So Hanif kata, actually many people already know. My advice, stop it. Because this, it might explode and run out of control.
Ya.
So Anwar deny. Dia kata, so bila dia ditanya dalam mahkamah, so yang Tun Hanif pergi rumah engkau, jumpa engkau tu untuk apa? Why did Hanif go to your house to talk to you? Dia kata, bukan Hanif pergi rumah I panggil dia mari. I call Hanif. So I wanted to advise Hanif because Tun Hanif ni dia chairman Genting. So I wanted to advise him sebagai orang Islam, tak patut dia jadi chairman Genting. He should resign as the Genting chairman. Tapi dia pergi rumah Anwar tu dengan Genting punya director. With the Genting director. So dia putar, dia kata, saya yang panggil Hanif, bukan Hanif jumpa saya. Dan saya panggil sebab nak nasihat dia suruh letak jawatan sebagai Genting chairman. As apa tu. So bila benda ni terkeluar cerita ni, orang reporter tanya Hanif, dia kata betul ke Anwar panggil you ke rumah nak nasihat you letak jawatan sebab you dia orang Islam, chairman Genting, should not be. So Hanif didn't want to say whatever. He just jawab, dia kata, yalah, tapi saya baca Quran, saya tak nampak dalam Quran haram jadi chairman kasino. Dia cuma kata haram kita judi. Hanif punya jawab very naughty lah, Tak ada pun dalam Quran sebut haram jadi chairman Genting, which is true lah. Literally memang tak ada.
Tapi still kau punya hasil tu datang daripada judi kan? Tak betul lah.
So anyhow, whatever the case is, this was the issue of Hanif pergi rumah Anwar nasihat. And Hanif pergi rumah Anwar nasihat on the advice of Mahathir. Mahathir suruh. So Mahathir advised Hanif, you go. And this is also confirmed because Hanif ni budak MCKK, anak dia MCKK, the whole family lah. You know lah, kita mafia MCKK ni. We got our networking lah, So benda ni memang confirm lah. And so maknanya bila Anwar buat police report tu, benda ni sudah berapa lama, polis sudah tahu, Hanif sudah nasihat dia. What the hell you make police report for? What you trying to prove? So it was a tactical blunder lah. I mean, kalau benda ni fitnah atau benda ni tak ada orang tahu, ini orang dah ramai dah tahu you buat police report, kononnya you difitnah. So backfire gila lah benda ni.
Betul.
So this is the case yang kawan kita ni, yang Dr. Agus ni, dia pun buat, dia kata dah buat police report lah, nak ini lah itu. So kalau polis betul-betul siasat benda ni, and then silat-silat backfire tau.
Ya. Tapi dia tahu sekarang, Yang Mulia, dia tahu sekarang because kalau polis siasat bagi kes kat dia pun, what gonna happen is the AG. We are having a problem with the AG sekarang ni. I don't trust the AG. I'm sorry lah, but as a Malaysian, because I don't know lah, because they're confident, the way he was confident just now, he said, never mind, let the police siasat. Sebab bila police siasat, bila submit dekat AG, police tak boleh disclose what is happening. So it depends on the AG whether want to charge him or not.
Alah, benda ni, at the end of the day, kita tahu since zaman Mahathir lagi lah. Since zaman Mahathir. You see, I know for a fact one case. Abdullah Ang, you ingat dia ni awal, peringkat awal ni, dia ni 40 tahun dulu, itu Mahathir baru jadi Perdana Menteri, kalau tak salah dia jadi Perdana Menteri dalam setahun dua baru, only 1 or 2 years. So Mahathir jadi Perdana Menteri tahun 81, so dah lebih kurang 82, 83. Anwar pun baru masuk UMNO semasa tu. Kes Abdullah Ang ni, criminal breach of trust, pecah amanah. So bila benda ni meletup, Tun Hanif masa tu Tun Hanif masa tu IGP lah, still IGP. Tun Hanif was IGP until tahun 85, 86 dia ambil cuti setahun, dia pergi England buat law. And then Tan Sri Amin, Deputy IGP, ambil alih setahun sebagai acting IGP. This was 84, 85 lah, lebih kurang zaman tu lah. You belum beranak lagi lah kot. So Tun Hanif actually went to see Mahathir. So Tun Hanif beritahu Mahathir, he says, Datuk Sri, masa tu dia belum Tun, Datuk Sri, this Abdullah Ang's case is very serious, and we have to do something lah, sebab benda ni sudah kecoh. Sebab Abdullah Ang ni dia terlibat dengan MCA, and then dia banyak musuh tu Abdullah Ang tu dalam MCA. MCA kan dulu kan Neo Ipan lah, apa ni, and a few others they were clashing lah. So MCA tengah power struggle. So this Abdullah Ang ni dia orang nak tumbangkan dia. So MCA wants to use this to bring him down. So story ni dah very public. So Tun Hanif kata we need to do something lah. So Mahathir said, let me think about it. So then he asked Hanif, do you have the evidence against him or not? So Tun Hanif kata, the evidence, Datuk Sri is solid. There's no way he can escape. The evidence is so strong. Paper trail, because dulu orang bukan pandai sangat ni, yang paper trail, money laundering ni, dia orang masih jahil ni, pencuri masih old style lah. And so Mahathir terkenang lama. Mahathir stood there thinking about it for a long time, and Tun Hanif berdiri situ tunggu respon dari Mahathir. So after quite a few minutes, Mahathir berdiri dekat tingkap, dia duduk tengok luar tingkap ni. Of course he was thinking lah, because dia ni, he put a lot of hopes on Abdullah Ang tau. He put a lot of trust and hope. Dia nak suruh Abdullah Ang ni create a Malaysian Sogo Sosha. You know, Sogo Sosha, isi Mahathir ni, dia kagum dengan Japanese Sogo Sosha. Marubeni, Mitsubishi, Ito, these are all the men lah, Marubeni apa semua. So he wanted to build a Malaysian Sogo Sosha, similar to Marubeni, Mitsubishi, Ito, and all these what we will call giants lah, Japanese giants, or kalau Korea they panggil chaboil, And so he trusted Abdullah Ang to hand it, and he gave a lot of money, a lot. Hundreds of million. Tapi duka cita Abdullah Ang kebas duit tu. So you see, Mahathir was more or less broken hearted now about this failure. This is his first major failure as Prime Minister, and it's a lot of money. Masa tu kalau 200-300 juta, 40 tahun dulu banyak tu. So Mahathir duduk termenung lama, and finally he said, okay lah, if the evidence is overwhelming, do what you have to do. Itu Abdullah Ang kena tangkap. Dia kena tangkap dan dia masuk penjara. Tapi he was still more or less, Mahathir masih sayang dia. Tapi Mahathir had no way to save him. Tapi bila dia kena penjara Kajang tu, dia keluar tau. Abdullah Ang ni pagi dia keluar, dia pergi pejabat, malam dia masuk tidur dekat Kajang. So he was doing day trip tau. Pagi keluar, malam balik Kajang tidur. So dia pergi Kajang untuk tidur saja. Siang hari dia tak duduk dalam penjara, dia pergi pejabat. Somehow this thing didapati tahu, and Malay Mail punya reporter ambush. So Malay Mail reporter tu ambush. So bila Abdullah Ang pagi tu keluar dari penjara pergi pejabat, dia orang tangkap gambar. So when that happen tu meletup sekali lagi. But the question is, macam mana dia ni malam tidur kat penjara, siang dia boleh keluar pergi pejabat. Skandal lah benda tu. So benda ni is in the 40 years ago punya cerita lah kan. So anyhow, whatever it is, tindakan diambil terhadap VIP or VVIP ni dengan kebenaran Perdana Menteri. Okay? From before, 40 years ago. So benda ni bila berlaku kali kedua, also the same, and this is yang kes Pewaja. You know, kes Pewaja and kes ni Eric Chia, and then a few others. So, tapi every time they wanted to act, they got to dapat permission dulu dari Perdana Menteri. And there was another case yang dia nak ambil terhadap Rafida Aziz. Rafida was Menteri Perdagangan, and semasa tu Rafida approve saham untuk menantu dia.
Yang ada kaitan dengan Nazar tu
yang saham kelulusan saham public company untuk menantu Rafida. So they wanted to take action, and then AG Attorney General sudah buat recommendation untuk prosecution. Ini Peguam Negara punya report recommend Rafida ni di charge. Benda ni pergi Mahathir sekat, Mahathir tak benar. So bila Mahathir tak benar, Rafida di charge, Ezam Makno dia pergi dedahkan laporan tu, the AG punya report, tapi AG report or investigation report is automatically protected by OSA, Official Secrets Act. So any laporan, termasuk laporan kabinet, laporan mesyuarat Exco, and investigation report, polis ke SPRF is protected under OSA. Ezam dia buat press conference, dia pergi tunjuk laporan tu kepada media. Ezam kena charge 2 tahun kan, masuk Kajang. Ezam kena 2 years jail in Kajang because of this, you see. Tapi masa itulah we were made aware that actually AG recommended Rafida di charge, tapi Mahathir sekat. So, but we knew already lah from Abdullah Ang punya case lagi. Semasa tu kita dah tahu dah yang case kes Rafida ni masa zaman reformasi dulu. That's already 20 tahun. Mahathir sudah Perdana Menteri 20 tahun masa tu kan. So all this is not a secret lah, we all know. So dalam kes ni juga, even zaman Najib, even zaman Pak Lah, you know, they have to go to PM kalau nak tangkap baik menteri ke, baik very senior punya ni. So AG tak boleh buat apa. Walaupun AG boleh siasat, or rather polis siasat, recommend ke AG boleh recommend. Tapi sebelum tindakan boleh diambil, they got to go to Anwar. Kalau Anwar kata proceed. Kalau Anwar kata benam. And ini, benda ni sudah 40 tahun punya culture. Cuma masa Hussein On dulu, lain. Hussein On is a different animal. Hussein On ni binatang jenis lain. This animal is, if you're guilty, you tell the police, do whatever you want, don't talk to me, you don't have to ask me, you don't have to refer to me, do what you need to do. Hussein On lain. Sampai bila Mahathir nak suruh beri pengampunan kepada Datuk Harun dulu, Datuk Harun Idris, Hussein On was so angry, dia kata, I will not accept any pardon for Datuk Harun Idris. Mahathir jawab, Mahathir kata, tapi benda ni, the UMNO Supreme Council has already agreed unanimously. Hussein On kata, UMNO has to choose between me and Datuk Harun. Mahathir kata UMNO choose Datuk Harun. Bila Mahathir kata UMNO choose Datuk Harun, Hussein On letak jawatan. Itu lain tu. That's a different animal, you see. And that's the story why Hussein on, tapi excuse lah, tak sehat lah. Oh, he was sehat lah. He set up the Hussein on Eye Hospital and every day dia masuk pejabat. Tak ada lah, he was very healthy. But he couldn't accept compromise when it comes to principle. Principle tak boleh kompromi. And if UMNO Supreme Council wants Datuk Harun, I will go. You take Datuk Harun. Oh, itu dia punya tu tegas. So whatever it is, the father of Hishamuddin has to be well respected, as also the father of Najib. I wish we can respect the sons also lah kot. But still, I support the sons, baik Hussein On, baik Najib Tun Razak. I support the sons basically because I respect the father, and therefore I extend the same respect to the children of those I respect. I always on my side, baik Hishamuddin, baik Najib, on my side, you are the son of this person, I respect that person. That respect gets also extended to you as well. Unless you do something to me personally. If not, I have no quarrel with you. I'm a different animal also lah kan. I'm prepared to compromise. As long as your father is my friend, the son, jahat macam mana, is also my friend. That's my way of looking at life lah. Lain sikit pada orang lain lah kot. So that's the thing lah. So benda ni dalam tangan Anwar. As in all previous Perdana Menteri sebelum ni, you know. And of course, Muhyiddin and Ismail Sabri were not around long enough to do this lah. Tapi, of course, Ismail Sabri also, he had some people he protected. Even, Muhyiddin Yassin, they also protected some people, you know. So, yes, it also extended to the short prime ministers lah. Bukan saja Perdana Menteri yang memerintah panjang, you know. Alah, even Mahathir, dia Perdana Menteri 22 bulan saja kan. Dia pun protect Lim Guan Eng. Apa, Lim Guan Eng tu tak ada protection Mahathir ke? Come on dah. Kalau tidak, masa Mahathir Perdana Menteri, Lim Guan Eng masuk jail dah tahu. So even in that case, Lim Guan Eng got protection from Mahathir dalam 22 bulan. Kalau tidak, sebelum Muhyiddin ambil alih, Lim Guan Eng would have been in prison already by then.
Tapi I dengar cerita from the set poll, one of the set poll, Zahid Ma'arif, yang masa pembebasan Lim Guan Eng tu dibuat oleh Tommy Thomas without the knowledge of Tun M. Lepas dia buat, baru dia dapat report. Lepas tu Tun M panggil Zahid Ma'arif, macam mana, kenapa Guan Eng dia case dah drop ni? So he was asking, tapi bila by the time that dia nak buka mulut, DAP is in power. So what can you do?
Yeah.
Itu story dia lah. I kena tu sebab I spoke.
I know.
So
I know, but the reason was, of course, because Mahathir was not in a strong enough position to go against DAP.
Yep.
Tapi, you know, if Mahathir wanted to, he could have crossed swords with DAP. You know, and Mahathir was known to have the last word. You know, you take Anwar Ibrahim as a case, misalnya. Anwar Ibrahim, Mahathir gave him a way out. Walaupun Anwar masa tu kuat tau. Anwar was very strong tau masa tu. Anwar basically had almost the entire Majlis Setinggi behind him. Almost the entire. Even Wan Mokhtar Terengganu yang dulu anti Anwar pun sudah sokong Anwar masa tu, because Wan Mokhtar, Menteri Besar Terengganu, dia dulu he was one of the one of the 3 vice presidents kan masa tu, naik presiden, dia vice president UMNO ni, dia selalu dia bagi calon menteri besar satu kan, dia normal culture lah UMNO. So dia 3 naik presiden, 1 kena pergi menteri besar, and that menteri besar is Wan Mokhtar, the choice of all the menteri besar. So kalau nak kira, Wan Mokhtar was against, because Wan Mokhtar ni dia geng dengan Ghaffar Babar. Ghaffar Babar punya team, dia satu generasi kan, dia generasi lama kan. So dia baik dengan Ghaffar. So dia sokong Ghaffar, tak sokong Anwar. But finally, Anwar managed to turn him and dia sudah bersama. So maknanya bila berlaku tu sebelum merdeka lah, sebelum 31 Ogos tahun 98, Anwar was very strong. And tapi Mahathir, dia challenge Anwar tau. The challenge. Even though he knows Anwar was very strong at that time lah, at that point of time. And dia bagi Anwar ultimatum, letak jawatan. Resign. So he sent Daim to meet Anwar. So Daim pergi jumpa Anwar, dia kata bos nak suruh you letak jawatan. So you letak jawatan, we will give you 2 years lah. And we rehabilitate you after 2 years. Tak apalah, you pergi ke Amerika ke, you jadi duta ke, whatever lah. Dan lepas 2 tahun, you balik. Anwar didn't want. Anwar tak mau. So Daim said, this is what the old man wants. I will fight the old man. I will fight him. You tell him, I will fight him. And then Daim kata, you know, why are you scolding me? I'm coming here as a friend. I'm advising you, telling you what the old man wants. I'm advising you sebagai kawan tau. I'm not the enemy. And he said, nope, I'm going to fight. And Daim said, well, if you fight, he will finish you off, you know. He will finish you off. He says, never mind. Call UMNO Supreme Council meeting. We will fight that. Itu yang dia habis tu. Dia masuk UMNO Supreme Council meeting, dia kuat. By the time he came out from the UMNO Supreme Council, he was already kicked out of the party. And then next day kicked out of the government. So Mahathir, kalau dia nak lawan, dia boleh lawan tu. Even though when he's in a weak position, but I think probably when we talk about his age lah, you know, bila tahun 2020, he doesn't have that fight in him anymore. Tapi kalau ikut the old Mahathir, he could have finished off Tommy Thomas if he wanted to. Tapi kadang-kadang we have to give respect to age lah. Kadang-kadang when your age, alah lantak lah, aku tak kuasa lah. Dia orang nak buat-buat lah, aku pergilah, you know. Sometimes you have that kind of tu lah. Or sometimes you are disappointed too many times that you just give up. You say, fuck it lah, who cares lah, I'm just going home. Kadang-kadang macam tu lah. But it's true lah, part of Mahathir's frustration was, tahun 2020, DAP duduk block all the way. Yep. Termasuk baik kes ni, kes tu kan, finance, finance ministry, attorney general's office, semua DAP duduk sekat. So basically, DAP was turning Mahathir into a lame duck. And when Mahathir felt, I'm already a lame duck, apa aku nak buat pun susah. Lebih baik aku just get the hell out of here and go home lah, you know. You see, people have different moods. Kadang-kadang you're in a fighting mood. Kadang-kadang you're in a very depressed mood. And you do things according to your mood. So the 2020 era was an era of depression lah for Mahathir. And then 1998 was an era of Mahathir, you know. You play with me, I screw you. I like the old Mahathir lah. You play with me, I screw you.
The old Mahathir was really legend lah.
Oh yeah. No, I like fighters. Especially when you're surrounded and you whack everyone around you. Oh, I love that. It's like Bruce Lee having a kung fu showdown with 20 people. You know, one Bruce Lee and 20 people. Dudak. Oh, aku seronok tengok. And that's Mahathir dulu lah.
Itulah legend lah.
Anyway, I'm rambling about cerita kisah lama masa saya era muda. I don't know you want to hear my old stories or not. Tapi banyak orang tak tahu peristiwa 40 tahun dulu, peristiwa 30 tahun dulu. The untold story. And the untold story of Anwar is bullshit lah. That's not the real untold story lah.
Itu bangsa gitu lah.
So that's all. Any more questions? You proceed anyway. I'll switch on my mic.